The 2022 roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl returns to Palm Beach County.
Welcome to the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl.
Zappi to the end zone, caught, touchdown.
Good evening, I'm Theo Dorsey of ESPN 106.3, and I think they're still scoring touchdowns out at the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl.
Listen. If people weren't hyped for the game before now, that intro definitely will do it. Welcome to the 2022 roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview. I'm Keely Ferguson from ESPN 106.3.
And I'm Theo Dorsey. Tyree Smith will also join us tonight. For the next half hour, we will get you ready for the 9th edition of the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, if that open didn't do it already.
That's right, Theo. In just 24 hours, all eyes will be on FAU Stadium as the Liberty Flames take on the Rockets from Toledo. Now, of course, we get to be here in sunny South Florida year-round. But how did these two schools make their way to this year's bowl game? Let's take a look with the bright line road to Boca Raton. Now, these teams actually come into this game feeling different about the ends of their seasons. Now, Toledo ended its season with a conference championship victory over Ohio to capture the MAC title. Meanwhile, Liberty, after starting the year at 8-1, dropped their final 3 games of the season. Now, 2 of those 3 losses came by 3 points or less. Toledo will be looking for its first bowl win since 2015. When they won right here in Boca. Liberty will be appearing in its 4th ever bowl game. Their previous 3 have all ended with victories. Toledo and Liberty haven't shared the field since 2007, and Toledo leads the all-time series 3-0.
A lot on the line there. And speaking of bright lines, starting on Wednesday, the Bright Line Boca Raton station will officially be open. Visit gobrightline.com to book your tickets now. Both head coaches will enter tomorrow night with winning on the mind. And I had a chance to catch up with both of them when they got to Palm Beach County this weekend. It's the Baptist Health Coaches Corner. Media day here, talking season for the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl game. And so we have to kick it off with the guy who started his head coaching career at this very site, FAU Stadium, and that's going to be Jason Candle with the Toledo Rockets. First and foremost, how good does it feel to kind of be back in a familiar environment?
I'm wondering how many times I'm going to hear that question this week. But obviously 2015 brought some great memories, personal memories, great memories for our team. And got my coaching career kicked off. And, obviously what I remember most about that experience was the hospitality. Obviously this is a county that's rabid about football and really appreciates good play. That game was a tough-fought game, and certainly I don't think this year will be any different. So excited to be here, excited for our Rocket brand to be down in South Florida and ready to get things kicked off.
Speaking of guys from Palm Beach County, we recently talked to Pierre Garcon, who from back in the Mount Union days. I asked him, what is it about you? Because Mike McDaniel was also his receivers coach at one point. Now he's back in South Florida doing it big. Yourself, a receiver coach for him at Mount Union. He said it has something to do with you being a receiver yourself. Yep. How does that, do you think, attribute to how well you are as an offensive-minded head coach and a guy that can scheme up good stuff?
Well, a much smaller scale wide receiver than that guy, obviously. Yeah. But, Pierre was a guy that, as a 22 or 3-year-old assistant coach, I didn't know what a pro football player looked like. We didn't have many of those at Mount Union, and he was a guy that, I was getting calls from NFL personnel and asking if he could play on Sundays and what that was going to look like. And so, man, if this guy can't do it, I don't know if I'll ever coach one that could.
I got to ask you, I know that success looks like a win in this roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl game, but just in general, for the Toledo program, also to get another bowl win here, what do you look at as a success? And also, I know that you got some guys you want to be able to evaluate out that you'll have coming back next year.
Yeah, I think that's every coach's challenge. You want to make sure you can kind of get a preview of what next year's team looks like and try to get a feel for, what you have coming back in January. But the main thing is the main thing here. You want to win the last game for the seniors. The last couple of years we haven't been successful in the bowl games, and I'm tired of watching seniors cry in the locker room after the game, to be quite honest with you. So we want to do a great job for these guys. These guys put their heart and soul into our football program, and I think it means a lot to send these guys out with the win the last time they put on that midnight blue and gold.
Let's see it. Good luck on Tuesday, Coach Candle.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
First and foremost, how does it feel to kind of be in this seat right here, especially on a big day for the Liberty program as you guys look to go 4-0 with a special group of seniors?
Well, I just have a special relationship with a lot of these players. Being my 4th season, I've seen all these guys grow And I've recruited quite a few of them, so it's just a special thing to be the one standing at the front of the room and see that look in their eye, right? And so really taking pride in trying to send them out on top.
Yeah, how important is that to you specifically because of the fact that this is the same guys that some of them you recruited and some of them are guys that are sticking around and committing to playing this bowl game? How much more important does it make it beyond just that 4-0 record? Because that seemed to be the focus of your talking points here at Media Day is like, look, I love these seniors, I care about them, and I want to send them off happy.
Well, you know, we made a commitment to them when we recruited them, right? And it's hard to ask them to play with passion, to finish, to show commitment if I'm not doing that myself, right? So I'm trying to make sure I'm emulating all the things that we're asking them to do with how I am speaking to our team, handling our practices, our workouts, how we're traveling, all those things as a coach. So just trying to emulate what I'm asking of them.
Lastly, for you, I mean, it is South Florida. It is getting away from Virginia, having a bit of vacation fun. I know you kind of evaded in the press conference, but what part of the South Florida sun and that action for your guys and yourself and maybe even your family are you looking forward to?
I'm going to enjoy sliding some shorts on. You know, shorts haven't come out of my drawer since August in Virginia. So, I'm going to enjoy sliding some shorts on and just hanging out with my children down here. You know, some people forget it's kind of a reward for coaches as well because we bring our families down here, and so our families go through a lot not seeing us during the season. So I'm really excited for them to enjoy that. I'd much rather be here than like in Wyoming or Idaho. So really excited to be down here.
We're happy to have y'all here. Good luck Tuesday night, and good luck bringing the shorts out this week, huh?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
it. Thanks,
Coach.
Yeah.
Now, Jason Candle is a familiar face to the sidelines of the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. Now, while he still leads the same Toledo squad he led back in 2015, many former head coaches have come through this game and seen their careers take different paths. Now, that includes the man he replaced, Matt Campbell, who now leads Iowa State. Now, sticking with 2015, Toledo's opponent was Temple, which was led by Matt Rule. Now, Rule went on to coach at Baylor before making the jump to the NFL, where he led the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers fired Rule after 2.5 seasons, but less than 7 weeks later, he was hired by the University of Nebraska. Now, 2016 saw a pair of future Power 5 coaches. New Louisville head coach Jeff Brom was previously at Western Kentucky. His team beat Florida State head man Mike Norvell and Memphis. 2017, we all remember that. That saw Lane Kiffin lead the FAU Owls to their first of 2 Boca Bowls. Kiffin left for Ole Miss before the Owls took home their second trophy. The man Kiffin squad beat that night was Sonny Dykes and SMU. Dykes is currently leading TCU in the college football playoff as the 3rd-ranked team in the nation. So he left SMU in Dallas, took that short trip west to Fort Worth to lead TCU. In 2020, Josh Heupel fell as the UCF head coach. He is currently the head coach at Tennessee and had a successful 2022. And finally, Josh Aldridge on the Liberty sideline tomorrow will be replacing Hugh Freeze, who has moved on now to coach at Auburn. In total, 8 head coaches in the game's first 9 years now find themselves leading Power 5 teams.
The thing about having a bowl down in South Florida is what's offered. So the events that are upcoming that'll be for both teams to participate in, the visitations of the teams to local charities and organizations, it's not a one-day thing. It's an actual event. It's an experience, something that you really don't want to miss.
The 2 teams have been enjoying South Florida this week. From welcome parties to beach bashes, the teams are getting the full experience. While game day is the marquee event for the bowl game, it's not the only Boca Bowl festivity. From golf outings to determining the anthem singer to the Great Chef Tailgate event. I love that one. The bowl game has something for everyone. Make sure you follow Boca Bowl on social media to keep up to date on events all year long.
And as we all know, Palm Beach County is a melting pot of transplants from around the country. Tomorrow night on the field, we'll have our own melting pot. A pair of players will truly make this a worldwide game.
From Haiti to Virginia and from Australia to Ohio, this year's Boca Raton Bowl will have a little international spice to it.
Probably like a big personal achievement in itself. It's unreal, honestly.
Liberty's defensive tackle Kennedy Charles grew up in the country of Haiti until the devastating earthquakes in 2010. He and his mother moved to Jacksonville, where he would find his love for the gridiron, and that would lead him to Liberty.
It's crazy how God works, and
and change the course of your life. If 10 years or even 7 years ago you told me I was going to be playing football, I'd probably tell you crazy.
That same unexpectancy happened to Toledo punter Jonathan Batzik. After serving in the Royal Australian Air Force for 8 years, he started kicking a football, and that switch gave him the opportunity to play for Toledo.
I got here, I just wanted to take one day at a time because I've only been kicking a football for 2 years, so for me to get to this point in the team as well, I think it's a big thing.
The journey is now seeing these two stars playing on national television in front of friends and family.
Not many people in my family have, done what I've done, so I think taking, this away, I think, it's all about the personal growth.
It's going to be an incredible moment that I get to play back. I get to play in my home state, and having some family members and friends come and watch me play, and it's just going to be unreal.
And we still have plenty more coming your way as we get ready for kickoff. You can hear the roar of our expert pickers of the game. We also give you local connections if you're looking for some 561 rooting interest.
While enjoying the game with family and friends, set an example and recycle right. Hut, hut, hut!
Go Cavs!
Remember, you can win big by recycling right. Touchdown!
At Duffy's, our game is always on.
St. James, a new, organic, all-natural, refreshing iced tea. Find us on Amazon.
Who says you can't have it all? When it comes to living and working, Boca Raton has everything. A low tax rate, 12 million square feet of office space, and 3 college campuses providing a talented workforce. With world-class healthcare and technology, and plenty of sunshine. Move your company to Boca Raton. Contact us to join our thriving corporate community. Who says you can't have it all? Boca Raton. Join us.
I'd much rather be here than like in Wyoming or Idaho. So
yeah.
Really excited to be down here.
It was finally time tonight to tee up the ball and kick off the 3rd annual Boca Raton Bowl. Memphis and Western Kentucky squaring off in one of the most highly anticipated bowl games of the next 2 weeks, as both bring to Boca 2 of the top-ranked scoring offenses in the nation. The Hilltoppers and Tigers looking forward to bringing the fireworks early and often, and they did not disappoint. Tigers get the scoring going early. Riley Ferguson with the quick pass to Tony Pollard. He makes a couple of guys miss, and he is gone 42 yards to the house. Tigers take the early 7-zip lead. The Hilltoppers answer on the ensuing possession. Mike White finds Steve Donatel in the back of the end zone for the score. We're all knotted up at 7 points apiece. 3rd quarter, more Hilltoppers. White to Tywan Taylor for the score. White finished 20 of 30 for 336 yards and 3 scores. Western Kentucky does not look back from there. Toppers go on to win 51-31. Welcome back to the 2022 RoofClaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview. In 9 years, a lot of game action has happened. We've seen a lot of highlights. You saw that young lady there come through wig in 2016. That was when that was. But Mike White, though, is now calling the signals for the New York Jets, and Tony Pollard now lining up in the backfield for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, have you been able to properly digest everything that has happened in that time. Well, don't worry, we've got you covered. Here we go. Toledo will represent the MAC in this year's bowl game. The MAC is 1-3 all time in the bowl game. Toledo, by the way, owns that one win. The last two winning quarterbacks have seen time on Sundays this year. Bailey Zappi from Western Kentucky is with the Patriots, and Zach Wilson from BYU is with the Jets. Toledo is the fourth team to play in the bowl game twice. They will look to join FAU and Western Kentucky as 2-0 teams. Now, on the offensive side, 5 teams have put up over 50 points, led by 59 from Western Kentucky. That was last year. Only one team has allowed single digits, and that was FAU, allowing just 3 points to Akron in 2017.
One of the young men looking to get things done on defense tomorrow night will be a local product. Andre Fuller of Toledo is pumped to be playing his first game back in the state of Florida since high school. When Toledo cornerback and Seminole Ridge alum Andre Fuller found out he and his Rockets will be playing in the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, he couldn't wait to relay the news.
He was like, oh, it's going to be in Boca. And I'm like, Boca? That's literally like 40 minutes away.
An easy trip for his folks, especially considering the hurdles they leaped to see his season opener.
I was like 7 months pregnant, not even supposed to be traveling. He come home one day. He was like, oh, pack your bags. And I'm like, where we going? He was like, it's Andre's first game. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm packing my bags because I'm not missing my baby's game.
Seeing her son play college football makes her heart full. And getting to watch Andre in her own backyard makes her heart fuller. And the feelings are mutual.
Being in the state of Florida is just gonna give me that another bit of energy to feel to go harder knowing that my whole family's watching me.
Andre's a sophomore. His role on the team varies, but head coach Jason Candle says he's a key piece to that top defense from the MAC.
He's got some position flexibility, plays a little bit of safety, plays some nickel for us, and obviously plays corner, but a very physical guy, a guy that plays football like a guy from Palm Beach County should.
When the Boca Bowl kicks off, keep an eye out for number 20 for Toledo. And know every play he makes, you will hear a large group of homers roaring in celebration, led by these two, who are hoping for the best Tuesday night.
Hopefully a shutout, because the defense is awesome. So hopefully they could just get a shutout, but most likely just have a real good game and everybody's safe, and they get that W.
Well, another former area player will have a reunion tomorrow night. Before Jason Candle led Toledo into the Boca Raton Bowl in 2015, he was an assistant coach at Mount Union in Ohio. Now, in his receiver room in the early 2000s was none other than John I. Leonard alum Pierre Garçon, who, of course, went on to have a successful NFL career. Just in case you hadn't heard, Garçon has a definite rooting interest in the Boca Bowl, as he credits much of his success to Candle.
His role was major because he was my position coach. He was the guy that I talked to more than the head coach. He impacted my life. He treated me like a big brother, like a little brother. And he told me everything from going to class, study hall, to playing on Sundays and watching the NFL, because that's where he knew I always wanted to go.
Hosting 100 18 to 22-year-old men is no easy task. Palm Beach County has been doing just that since Friday night, and I had a chance to head to the Hilton West Palm Beach to find out how they're able to pull off such a tall task. As you can see by the lovely scenery around me, we are in the heart of it here at the Hilton West Palm Beach. And before I start my tour of the accommodations, I've got to bring in a tour guide, and that's going to be Derek Steinhauer. He's the Director of Sales and Marketing.
How we doing today?
Well, first off, you're looking way better to me with this get-up.
I'm kidding.
But secondly, man, just how nice is it to have the Liberty University football team ready to come and share your space?
Listen, we're excited, with roofclaim.com, Boca Bowl. We're excited to be a part of it. The economic impact that bowl game brings, not just to Boca, but all of Palm Beach County, is exciting for not just us, but all of our local residents.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these rooms that they'll be enjoying, huh?
You got it, right?
Let's make it happen.
How was that?
Oh, yeah. I like this, Derek.
Listen.
So where are we at right now?
So right now, we're in our Oceana Ballroom. This year, we got 13,000 square feet of space. This is going to be one portion of the team is going to be feeding in, also having separate meetings, offense, defense. We also have some additional conference space. They'll be breaking up into smaller portions as well, but they're taking over all of our conference space for the next 5 days.
We've made it to the belly of the beast. We're here at the kitchen, and I'm excited right now. You're getting me hungry, Derek.
I like to come in the kitchen when Chef allows me in here every once in a while. So.
That's an honor. It's truly an honor. Now, obviously, the Liberty football team is going to need the fuel to be able to play well in the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl game. You got more than 100 guys coming in here, team, staff, all of that. How do you specifically cater to their needs?
You know, it's exciting. So we have an amazing events team. They gather all those details from the team's prep and everything of that nature, dietary needs. We then put all that together in a playbook for our operations folks. The kitchen, housekeeping, front office, so we're well prepared ahead of time. So we'll have everything set up. All the meals will be scheduled ahead of time. So our executive chef Rodrigo, will be ready to fire on all cylinders to get these guys excited and out in the field. So
it already smells good. You're going to make the Liberty team come in early with this kind of accommodations. And this is where it ends, actually, the last sight that the Liberty Flames will see before they head out, this beautiful Christmas tree. What a way to exit out the door, and also what a way to start this new tradition here, joining up with the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl game. Just, again, how pumped are y'all to be having not just the team, but the fans and the coaching staff and everybody make this the hub?
Listen, we're truly excited. You know, there's no better place to come down and enjoy the Boca Bowl other than here at the Hilton West Palm Beach. You know, our central location from the airport to the beaches to the walkability of downtown, it's not just about the game. You know, that's the major part, but it's also about the experience that we offer here in the Palm Beaches. So we're thrilled to have them, and we look forward to many years to come.
We are calling on the kings of the jungle, or if you're a Wizard of Oz fan, the kings of the forest, to see who will be claiming victory tomorrow night. We also make sure you have the best weather update around, all that and so much more coming your way on the 2022 roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl special. Stay with us.
St. James, a new, organic, all-natural, refreshing iced tea. Find us on Amazon.
While enjoying the game with family and friends, set an example and recycle right. Hut, hut, hike!
Go Bottles! Go Cans!
Remember, you can win big by recycling right. Touchdown!
At Duffy's, our game is always on.
There's a gentler side of Florida, just waiting for you to discover it, where America's first resort destination was built and genuine hospitality began. A place with cleaner sands, warmer waters, and fewer crowds. A place different than the rest, one that exceeds, excels, and surpasses all expectation, waiting here just for you. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches.
We know that when it was announced and that we were selected to be here, we were very honored and very humbled to be here.
Akron and FAU squaring off in that game tonight in Boca. The Owls, of course, hoping not to let any trophies leave the city. A win would be the Owls' 10th straight to close out this season and secure by far the best season in the 16-year history of FAU football. How about that? Lane Kiffin, the Owls head coach, had a big day before his team even took the field tonight. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But we got to get Motor in on the action right. Just before the half, Devin Singletary gets the carry, bulls his way into the end zone, breaks his running backs coach Kevin Smith's record for rushing and total touchdowns in a season. By the way, Smith set those while he played at UCF. FAU just all over Akron tonight. They go on to win this one 50-3, and for the first time since 2008, they can call themselves bowl champions.
Welcome back into the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview. I'm Tyree Smith from ESPN 106.3. As you just saw on your screen, Devin Motor Singletary, Greg Joseph, some of the guys from that 2017 game that now suit up on Sundays. And as for 2022, everyone wants to know who's going to be celebrating a win tomorrow night. Well, I want to make sure you're all well informed, so I paid a visit to our friends at Lion Country Safari to get their opinion.
Lion Country Safari is known for many things. A drive-through safari, over hundreds of animals, and just great family fun. They haven't quite been known for picking bowl game winners, though. 2 years, the Rhinos couldn't come through. Last year, the Chimps were slacking on the job. This year, we went to the top of the food chain. Brothers Boone and Vance were our expert pickers. Boone came in hot and says that Liberty will claim victory. As is often the case with brothers, they couldn't agree. Vander says that tomorrow's game will belong to Toledo, going up high.
Well, we know someone that is going to be a little bit more decisive than those Lions, and that's meteorologist Kate Winslow. She joins us to give you an update on what to expect weather-wise tomorrow night. Kate?
I'm First Alert meteorologist Kate Wenzel. Hey there, football fans. As we're gearing up for the big Boca Raton Bowl, we can expect a slight chance of showers, but it will be warm. And I know that's great news for all those players coming down from Ohio and Virginia as Liberty takes on Toledo. So if you're heading out early to tailgate, that's good because we have lower rain chances earlier in the evening, about a 20% chance at 4 p.m., 30% chance at 5 p.m., and 40% chance by 6 p.m. with mild temperatures. Now, for the game time, we will see temps in the upper 70s to start, then cooling off into the low 70s. But by about 8, 9, 10, a better chance of seeing some scattered storms. So we'll have to watch for that. And then after the game's over, drive home safely as there could be some localized flooding.
Oh, we hope it stays away. All right, as the young kids say, which would mean like Theo and Tyree, the young kids or old reality stars, we want to spill some tea for you, and that tea is some game day information that you will need to know for tomorrow night. So if you want to get that tailgate set up, parking lots will open at 2 p.m. Fan Fest will get going at 3 p.m. outside of FAU Stadium, and that will include rides, food, drinks, and plenty of activities for the whole family. At 4 p.m., you can check out the Boca Raton Bowl pregame special on ESPN 106.3. We'll be a part of that.
Of course.
You may be going to be a part of that?
Yeah. Rocking out.
Yeah. Gates will open at 6 p.m. for the 7:30 p.m. kickoff. All right, folks, that'll do it. Tyree, Theo, are y'all pumped?
I'm pumped, and I'm so
excited?
far away. I can't.
It's all right. We love you. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. All right, we'll see you tomorrow at FAU Stadium. Toledo and Liberty both try to head home with the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl victory. For Theo Dorsey, Tyree Smith, I'm Keely Ferguson. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night in Boca.